Alright, so, this was a fanfiction idea that was voted. It was a three-way fanfiction that was voted on over on Patreon. If you guys want to be part of those polls, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon where you guys can hit the first tier. That'll allow you access to the polls as well as the videos over on, like, the video reviews for, like, Has Been Hotel. I'm going to be doing episode reviews of The Penguin on there, and maybe also Agatha All Along, because I realized, oh yeah, that's coming out the same time as Penguin, so maybe I'll do both, who knows. Anyway, so as always, just hit the link below, head on to my Patreon, and check it out for yourself. Anyway, let's get started. So this was a three-way crossover that people had voted on, and this one kind of won by a good margin. This one by, like, I'm not gonna lie, this one by a huge like a good, strong margin. Actually, no, it was kind of coming down to one of these two. And as you can see, Conan, Predator, and Primal. As the second runner-up, and I thought this one was going to win, was Duck Dodgers, Mars Attacks, and Earthworm Jim. Who knows, maybe I'll do that in the future, who knows. Anyway, so let's get started with the video. So the story begins actually after the events of King Conan from Marvel's run, where Conan the Barbarian, after encountering an evil and battling Thothamon one last time, he stole a boat made of teeth that Thothamon had made, because this is Conan, were you expecting anything less? And he traveled to the New World. Well, it turns out that New World, from the far from the shores of Hyboria, is, you know, what would be, like, I guess you could call it North America. So what Conan, after getting out of his tooth boat, takes his sword and embraces a new chapter in his life as an adventurer, because he didn't. It turns out he didn't want to be a king. He desired to be more than just a king. He desired to be he desired to be an adventurer. He desired the thrill of, seeing the world beyond. So, in doing so, Conan, with sword in hand, he sees this new land laid out before him, and heads out into the world. So, meanwhile, if you're wondering where we are in Primal continuity, this is like a little bit season 1-ish. Like, we are season 1. We haven't reached the Mira yet, so that's where we are. So, as such, the what was I going to say? The Spear and Fang are out hunting, looking for food, and as they look up into the sky, and somewhere half across, several miles away, Conan sees something up in the sky too. That something up in the sky is a predator ship that is coming down to Earth to dispense a predator looking for a hunt. And in doing so, if you're wondering what kind of predator this is kind of like the feral predator that we saw in Prey. Like, it's kind of like that in terms of technology. So the predator gets dropped off, it goes on the hunt, and the ship leaves, and Conan, as well as Spear and Fang, separately just are like, well, that was weird. We're gonna move on now. Conan, is adapting pretty well, but he sees all these, like, huge monsters and whatnot, and he battles them with his sword, and he's just like, these beasts are, no different from the monsters I've slain across the sea, but they do, there's a lot more lizards than I expected. So Conan battles his way through a group of raptors, and meanwhile, Spear and Fang, they've gotten their own kill, and are sitting down for the night, but as they do, they hear the sounds of battle. That battle is, of course, Conan fighting the raptors. So Conan is fighting his way through the raptors, and Spear and Fang are watching from the shadows, and they're like, who's this dude, and what's that weird weapon he has? Because, remember, this would be the first time Spear would have encountered a weapon made of iron. So he's watching this one dude fighting these raptors until he scares them off. And Conan, he senses that someone's watching him. And in doing so, he's like, what was that? So Conan is, scoping around, and Spear and Fang they hide But Conan wasn't feeling their presence. He's like looking up in the trees, and he sees thinks he sees like the image of something, and it vanishes. So Spear and Fang are like, we don't want to fight this guy. He has no reason to. So they leave. Conan departs as well, but he's now like, there's something was in those trees. Meanwhile, the Predator goes out further into the world, into this savage world, and starts hunting dinosaurs. He starts collecting the trophies from the bats. But even as he's like killing and slaughtering his way through many a species, he basically comes to this realization that that dude with the sword, that's the guy I want. Like that, I studied him. He was a worthy trophy, and no matter what I kill, I'm gonna have to take this guy as a weapon. He was just studying him and watching him fight those raptors. But now that he's gone off in his own way, he's like, yeah, that's the most dangerous predator we have. That's the most dangerous trophy I can get in this world. So I'm gonna go look for that guy again. So from there, Spear and Fang are out hunting, and they encounter Conan in the daylight. And Conan is he draws his sword. He and Spear and Fang are there, and Conan is like, I don't know who you are, but you either you and your mom, if you can understand me, you and your friend, leave before, or there's gonna be a problem. I've got no problem fighting you both. And Spear's got just draws his weapon. Fang just starts snarling, and Conan is like, I see that we are not going to have any diplomacy here. Good. I was hoping for. I want a good fight. You're the first human I've seen in days. And you're a killer, and you're a warrior like me. Let's see what your mettle is. So, Conan battles Spear and Fang, but it's just two on one. And then once again, the Predator arrives, and he sees Spear and Fang battling the Predator. Battling Conan, and he's just like, hold up, what is this? This is something new. I'm curious to see what this is all about. So the Predator keeps watching as Conan battles Spear and Fang, and he's holding his own. He's dodging Fang's teeth. Spear is matching him blow for blow, but eventually, as the two are fighting, Fang smells something in the air and starts roaring up in the trees, and the Predator's like, oh shit, I got found out. So he turns on his targeting system, aims it at Fang, and almost fires. Conan deflects the darts with his sword, and is like, there's something up in those trees. We need to get, if you can understand me, run. And he's like, fine, follow me. So they take off deeper into the jungle as the Predator follows, trying to fire at them. And eventually the Predator does just jump down. He's fully cloaked. And Conan's like, reveal yourself, ghost or demon, whatever you are. Come and taste my steel. And, of course, Spear doesn't understand what Conan's saying, but he's just like, whoa! So they're challenging it, and the Predator's just like, okay. Shuts off his cloak and reveals itself, roaring at their face. And Conan is just like, what devil is this? So Predator activates his, throws out his switchblade, his wrist blades, throws out his wrist blades, and attacks the three of them. So now Conan, Spear, and Fang are fighting this Predator. They're trying to go blow for blow for it, but it's easily countering all their moves. It's got weapons that can actually hurt even Fang, where it shoots out its net and it tries to crush Fang. Conan manages to cut it loose and free Fang. Spear tries to just impale the Predator. The Predator grabs it, breaks his spear, slashes him. The two, Conan and Spear continue to keep fighting it, but eventually, Conan loses his sword in the fight, and Spear picks it up and is like, jumps at the Predator and cuts off its arm. The Predator, like, just stumbles back, just completely, like, holy shit, that happened. It tries to attack them again. Conan actually grabs the Predator by the head and is just like, no more! I don't need a weapon to kill you! And he just pulls the head right off of the Predator's shoulders. And Fang proceeds to eat the body, but then immediately, like, spits it out because it's just so foul-tasting to her. By the end of it, Conan is, like, looking at Spear and Fang. They're looking at each other, and he's just like, I am just too tired to fight you. May you I give you, a warrior's thank you, and I hope, and may I see you again in my travels. So Conan actually takes the Predator's, like, wrist blades as well as the razor disc, just takes that as his own little trophies, heads out into the world, and Spear and Fang go on their own way. And that's the story. So there you go, guys. That is Conan. That is Primal, Predator, Conan the Barbarian. I want to thank everyone who voted on this over on Patreon, and hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.